Good evening. This is the Active Amateurs Radio Group's Tuesday night weekly net on the 147.300 KK4BE repeater. This net is called every Tuesday at 8 p.m. and all licensed amateur radio operators, regardless of club affiliation, are welcome and encouraged to check in. My call sign is KQ4NMY. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina. Tonight I'll be serving as net control station using the club call sign KK4BE. This repeater is made available to the amateur community by KK4B Rick in Summerville. Located in Russellville, South Carolina, this repeater is accessible using a positive offset and a PL tone of 162 decimal 2. There's also a second KK4B repeater. It's located in Cordsville, South Carolina, on a frequency of 145 decimal 350. And it's accessible with a minus offset and a PL tone of 162 decimal 2. We're very grateful to Rick for allowing the use of the KK4B repeaters, not only for this net, but also for the group's normal communication operations. In the event that this repeater goes down during tonight's net, give it about 3 minutes for the repeater to restart. If the repeater is not back up in 3 or 4 minutes, then we will QSY over to the 145 decimal 350 repeater. This group has a Facebook group. Search Facebook for 147 decimal 300/145 decimal 350, and it should come right up for you. We invite you to check it out and encourage you to join the group. We also have a website. It's located at aaradiogroup.org. Also, there's an EchoLink node into this repeater. It's available under KK4BE-R. We are very grateful to Howard WW4HG for keeping that node up and running. I'll now turn it over to Howard WW4HG for any announcements or updates for the group. WW4HG, KK4BE. Go ahead, Howard.
Thank you, Chip. Appreciate you picking up that logger there tonight. This is Whiskey 4 Hotel Golf, Howard and Monk's Corner. And just a few reminders here on April the 11th. We are second Saturday in April get together. We don't have anything planned yet, but we were just talking about that, and may have something planned. You know, Bojangles is always the standby if we don't get anything planned. Either case, you'll be hearing more before the 11th. April 16th, that's the third Thursday of April. That'll be our member meeting. Everybody will get an email with a Zoom link to join in on the member meeting there. And then, of course, May the 9th, which is the second Saturday in May, our get-together is going to be the tailgate get-together with the Sumter Radio Club, and I hear some from the Carroll Radio Club may be there as well. And we're going to have the address and all the particulars on the Facebook pages well before that date, so you know how to get there. Be the same place it was last year for those that attended last year. In other news, our president for this year has stepped down, so I have, as the vice president, stepped up to take that position. So I'll be assuming the role of president for the remainder of the year, which leaves vice president position open. Let me let it drop. You will be getting a notice, probably via email. It'll be email on submitting nominations for or nominating yourself for the position of vice president. I can step up and fill the president, but the vice president has to be voted on. So we'll need some nominees, and then we'll have to hold a vote. We plan on holding that vote sometime before the member meeting in May, which would be the third Thursday in May. Mm-hmm. So be looking at your email and be thinking about whether you would want to fill that role as vice president, or if you know somebody that you can nominate there. That's all I got right now, Chip. I'll send it back to you, WW4HT.
All right, thank you, Howard, for that info, and appreciate your leadership in this group and all you do for the group with the Facebook page, EchoLink, running that logger, net control duties, being club officer. We really appreciate you. Prior to net roll call for check-ins, is there any emergency or priority traffic? Emergency or priority traffic tonight? Call net control. Nothing heard. This is KK4BE. My name is Chip. I'm located in Georgetown, South Carolina, and I am serving as the net control station tonight for tonight's net. When checking in, please call net control, unkey your mic, and listen for a second or two so you're not doubling with another station. Then check in with your call time, spelled phonetically and slowly, along with your name and your location. To begin the roll call tonight, any stations operating on emergency or battery power or EchoLink remote check-in. Call net control now. Net control. Please check in Kilo Delta 4, Bravo Alpha Oscar. This is Tony in Jamestown, South Carolina. On battery power HT through an internal attic antenna. I'll hang around for action.
Net control. Hey, Chip, please check in Kilo Mike 4, Yankee Zulu Zulu. KM4YZP John and Grover. Operating HT tonight. Test antenna. Battery down.
Net control. Net control, please check in Kilo Quebec 4 with the Delta Foxtrot, Chalmers, Monk's Corner. I'm on an HT and an attic antenna.
All right, we got several on battery power tonight. First off, we had KD4BAO. Tony in Jamestown on the HT with the attic antenna, checking in. Then we had KM4YZZ, that's John in Grover, also on an HT tonight on a test antenna. And we finished up that round with KQ4WDF. That's Chalmers in Monk's Corner, also on an HT and an attic antenna. Thank you all for checking in tonight. Next on the roll call, any short time stations who'd like to check in but can't stick around for the rag shoot. Short time stations, call net control now.
Those short timers, wow.
Short time, in and out. Call net control now to check in. All right, nothing heard there. We will move along to regular roll call. Roll call is called in alphabetical order, grouped according to the first letter of the suffix of your call sign. We're going begin tonight with the Alpha through Mike group. Any station whose call sign suffix begins with Alpha through Mike, call net control now to check in.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo, Quebec 4, Lima, Echo, Hotel. That's KQ4LEH. This is Greg in Georgetown. Over.
Net control. Net control, please check in Kilo November 1, Kilo Sierra Romeo, Nick in North Charleston, over.
Net control is please to acknowledge KQ4LEH. That's Greg up here in Georgetown. Great to have you along, Greg. Thanks for checking in tonight. Next we had KN1KSR. That's Nick over in North Charleston. Good to have you with us as well, Nick. Alpha through Mike. We'll do another call for Alpha through Mike. Call net control now. Nothing heard. Net control is now standing by for November through Zulu. If your call sign suffix begins with November through Zulu, call net control now to check in.
Net control. Please check in Whiskey 4 Romeo. Oh, Whiskey 4. God, W4R. So my brain is a dead. But yeah, I'm here. Please check me in. Angelo from D Street. Oh, good Lord, Angelo.
Net control.
Oh, crap.
Good evening, Chip. Everyone, please check in Kilo, Quebec 4, Romeo, Tango, Bravo. Ronnie in Monk's Corner.
Net control. Net control, please check in. Kilo, Kilo 4, November, Yankee, Mark in Cane Bay.
Net control. Evening, Chip. Please check in Kilo, Quebec 4, Zulu, India, Mike. KQ4 is that I am. Nicholas in Somerville.
All right, man. Hey, I'm sorry, man. I had my face full of spaghetti in between one and another to get out here. But this is KK4WBT, man, over here in Wildcat Chase, Black Tom Road, and I am associated with King Bay. Okay.
Net control. Please check in Kilo, Quebec 4, Whiskey, Oscar Golf, KQ4 WOG, Ruth Ann Bono. Thank you.
There he goes again. Hey. Tom. It's a little bit. You can.
All right, net control is please to recognize W4RXL, who apparently is still learning his call sign. That's Angelo over in Goose Creek. Creek, good to have you along, Angelo, tonight. Followed by Kilo Quebec 4 RTB, that's Ronnie in Monk's Corner. Good evening, Ronnie. Then we had KK4NNY, that's Mark over in Cane Bay. Good evening, sir. After that, we had KQ4ZIM, Nicholas in Somerville, checking in. Good to have you. KK4WBT, Jason in Wildcat Chase. Good to have you along tonight, Jason. And we finished that round with KQ4WOG, Miss Ruth Ann in Bono. Thanks to each and every one of you for checking in tonight. And that puts us at 13 check-ins so far. We're going to go ahead and open it up for any other check-ins, Alpha through Zulu. Anybody, anywhere,
Hey, Charles, where are you?
call Net Control now to check in.
Net Control,
Is that Charles?
please check in. Kilo, Mike 4, Hotel, X-Ray, Alpha, KM4, HXA, Charles, and Goose Creek.
Nav Control. Good evening, Chip, and everybody on the net, and those listening. This is Kilo 4, Mike Sierra Alpha, Justin and Bono.
Net Control.
Net Control, please check in with 1 Oscar Kilo Whiskey, Paul and Cottageville. Y'all just well key up and talk. I heard W1OKW in there, Chip. I know you got Uncle Paul down there.
Yeah, Roger, I got Paul in the log, W1OKW, Paul in Cottageville. Glad to have you with us tonight. Anyone else before we start the rag chew? Alpha through Zulu, call Net Control now.
Net Control. Net Control, please check in. Kilo Romeo 4, Charlie, Bravo, KR4, CBB, Cali, Lawrenceburg.
I do believe somebody's
Okay,
playing
then.
games.
Net Control is, please recognize AM4HXA, Charles in Goose Creek. KK4MSA, Justin in Bono. And W1OKW, Paul there in Cottageville. And we finished up that round with KR4CBB, Cali in Orangeburg. Any more check-ins before we start the rag chew? Last call. All right, nothing heard. This is KK4ZBE with the Active Amateurs Radio Group's Weekly Net on the 147.300 KK4B repeater, located in Russellville, South Carolina. It's time for the rag chew portion of the net, and top of the list, but really nothing to report. Everything's good. Everything's hunky-dory up here. So glad to hear everybody checking in tonight. We got 17 check-ins so far. And with that, I'm going to pass it along to Howard. Howard, it's your turn on the rag to go ahead, sir.
Thank you, Chip. Good evening to everybody on the net. Got a good group here tonight. This is Whiskey 4 Hotel Golf, Howard at Monk's Corner. And let's see, went over to the school today. The school was actually on spring break this week. But Nicholas and I met up over there and did some planning for the HF antenna. And we think we got a good plan together, made a list of tools and pieces and parts we need to bring back with us. And we're going to go back up there Thursday morning and see if we can get that HF antenna installed. If anybody wants to join us, we'll be there about 9 a.m., Austin Middle School. So that's the big deal for this week. Get the HF antenna up while the kids are on spring break. When they come back, we'll start doing a little HF work in the afternoon. And we've got the Pro. It's got 1 through 2 meters. So that ought to be a good one for it. And I don't know the name of the antenna, but it's a tall vertical with a lot of smaller verticals that sit parallel to the tallest vertical. I don't know what you call it, but Nicholas can probably tell you when he comes on. And that's about it. As far as radio goes, let's let it drop. Of course, taking advantage of the warm weather and the sunshine and getting the grass cut, and man, what I'd give for a little bit of rain, so when I cut that grass, it don't look like the wild, wild west out there. I've been looking for tumbleweeds to blow by, you know? Mm-hmm. Just dry, very dry. Anyway, that's about all I got going. I'll send it on back to Net Control, WW4HD.
All right, Howard, appreciate those comments. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, man. I went out and decided to crank up the lawn yesterday and go out and chop up some leaves and stir up some pollen. And man, I was a mess. I had to go directly from the tractor to the shower because I was totally covered with dust, grass, and leaf debris. It was a mess. And I often say that I like to wait till after a rain to cut the grass. And I should have stuck to that rule this week. Anyway, good to hear from you, Howard. Next on the rag tonight is KD4BAO, Tony, in Jamestown. What's happening, Tony?
Hey, not much. Enjoying the beautiful weather we have now. Still working on around the house. And working around the trailer up there in Georgetown on the weekends. That's about it. Nothing new. Good to hear everybody on the net. Back to Net Control, KD4BAO.
All right, Tony, good to hear from you tonight. Appreciate you checking in and being with us. Excuse me. Moving along now, we got KM4YZC, John over in Grover on the HT and the test antenna. Sounding good tonight, John. Go ahead, it's your turn.
I just want to say evening to everybody, and hope everybody's doing well. I think I may have found a better location for the base antenna, being that I'm operating only on 5 watts back here tonight, making it into the repeater. This antenna is only half as high as my main base antenna that I've been having all of the noise on. I don't have the noise on my receive on this one, so I've been moving around the backyard and stuff, so this is looking like a good spot maybe to put the tower up. So far, got a couple more tests I want to do with it, see how it goes, and I know Charles is listening. I think there'll be an antenna party or tower raising party, Charles. Waiting on it. KM4 Wise, be back to you. Chip, thanks for taking the test tonight.
will keep me apprised of the tower raising party. That would be worth the drive out there at Grover. I'd like to see that, be a part of that. Sounds good. Next tonight we have KQ4WCF. Chalmers in Moss Corner. Your turn, Charles. What you got for group tonight?
Not too much going on here. Glad the weather's starting to get warm. Tired of the cold weather. Last weekend I acquired a ICOM IC730 and went out to a friend's farm in St. George and helped him string a 146-foot inset half wave across his pond on the farm, and we tested a radio, made some contacts, and worked a little bit on the farm, straightening things up, cleaning things up, and had a good time. That's about it. Back to the net.
Good to hear from you tonight, and you're sounding good on the HT and attic antenna tonight. This is KK4BE with the Active Amateurs Radio Group's weekly net on the 147 decimal 300 KK4B repeater. While we're breaking, do we have anybody that would like to check in? Alpha through Zulu, anybody call that control now?
What is it?
All right, next on the rag 2 in the 147 decimal 300 net tonight, we have a new check-in. I don't believe I've heard you before there, Greg, KQ4LEH. And you're up in Georgetown. Good to hear you. It's your turn on the rag 2 if you'd like to go ahead.
Thank you, Chris. Glad to be able to join up with the net tonight. Howdy to you and all the folks on the net tonight. I just got this Radio Shack up and operational this past week, and I put up a vertical antenna, a Comet GP9, and you may have actually seen it if you're driving up and down South Highland Road. And just got this thing, and thought I would try to see if this thing would reach out down to Russellville okay, and it seemed like at least I'm getting there. Not sure how strong the signal is, but great to have that operational, and probably in another week or two we'll put up the HF antenna and get the HF radio working. So anywho, that's what I'm doing up this way, and just like all the rest of you, it's so dry around here, when you get out to the yard work, it's just dust flying everywhere. But that's the way it is for right now. Anywho, that's it for me tonight, and thank you much. Great talking with you all, and I'll turn it back over to you, Chip. This is KQ4LEH. Over.
All right, Greg. Well, thanks again for checking in, and glad to hear you got your station up and running. You're making the trip just fine into Russellville. Like me, you're 40 miles out from the repeater. You know, there's a little bit of white noise in there, but you're perfectly readable. Good signal tonight. Thanks for checking in. Next tonight we have KN1KSR. That's Nick in North Charleston. What do you have for the group tonight, Nick?
Thanks, Net Control. KN1KSR, Nick in North Charleston. Two things real quick. One, I took a shot at the ISS last night. Me and my wife were outside when the ISS passed over, and had no idea what I was doing, but took a shot at it anyway with my homebrew Yagi. And I heard them, but they didn't hear me, but it was still pretty exciting just the same. So that's something that I'm probably going to pursue a little bit more now that I got a little bit of a little taste of it. The other thing is I finally got a hold of an 8-shift rig. I got a Yaesu FT 897. I got off of a guy named Steven KO4 AFL. So now I just got to figure out what I'm going to do about getting an antenna up, because the dipole that I've got in my garage isn't working, so I'm going to have to get a little bit higher. Yes, Charles, I'm working on it. But that's all I got. So KM1 KSR, so back to you, Net Control.
All right, Nick, we're glad to hear about your hearing at the ISS. Hey, man, that's almost the QSO, man. You're almost there. And as far as the antenna goes, if you got Charles working with you, yeah, you're going to be fine. You're going to be fine. Next tonight, we have W4RXL, Angelo in Goose Creek. Your turn, Angelo. Go ahead.
Well, at least I know my call when I hear it, when it's my turn on the rag shoe. Good evening, everybody. And yeah, as far as the warmer weather, I'm happy to see the warmer weather. We are going to have another little cool snap next week, but that cool snap, there's supposed to be some rain coming in. Got my fingers crossed because we really need the rain. Other than that, I don't got too much going on here, man. I'm just trying to kick back, enjoy life. But I almost forgot. I have ordered me an antenna. It's supposed to run on 2 meters all the way up to 470. So I should be able to do my GMRS with this antenna, and I can get going with the GMRS because I haven't done much with it so far. Anyways, I hope everybody's having a fine evening. That's all I got tonight. Back to you. Back to you, Net Control W4RXL clear.
All right, Angelo. Glad to hear that life is good. And sounds like an interesting antenna. 10 meters all the way up to 470. Yeah, it's the first one I've heard like that. I'll look forward to hearing how that goes. Next night, we have KQ4RTB. Ronnie in Monk's Corner. What you got for the creek tonight? Ronnie, it's your turn.
I am really messing up.
Good evening, everybody. KQ4RTB. And yeah, speaking of we need the rain, this for the month of March, right here by the Santee Canal Park in this area, we got 0.27 inches for the month of March. Today being the last day, and so we never really got a good rain to knock off that pollen when it first started. So, in what was that? 1, 2, 3, 4 different days, it added up to 0.27. It lets you know how much that was. But anyways, it's been kicking my behind the past couple of weeks. I've been choked up and snotted up, sneezed up, coughing, congested, and it's just been a mess for me. And I'm ready for this to get over. But anyways, let me see. What was it? Yesterday or day before? I made a contact, Easter Island, on 12 meters. That's that island out there that's got them monolithic potato head statues that nobody knows who put them up. But I thought that was unique. But I did that with I made that contact with my 10-meter antenna, so it works good on 12 meters also. And I think it was 17 and I think 15. But anyways, what else? Oh, the repeater ID. I've noticed something different about it. When the repeater ID, it's got an extra letter in there. It's like it's either like Charlie or Yankee. You might have be able to tell that the tone is a little different. But I'm not very fluent on CW, but I was able. It's either Charlie or Yankee. But anyway, and it seems like what's drives it's being now. You think that static could be gone, because it sounds like that light's a carbon arc. The carbon arc light up there, but I don't know what type of light that would be. But anyways, that's that's what's going on here. I don't think I got anything else I meant to mention, but good to hear everybody, and I'll turn it back to you, Chip. KQ4RTV.
Yeah, Ronnie, I heard that extra tone on the repeater ID too, and I don't speak CW either, so I don't know what it is, but I know it's different. I know that. Next tonight we've got KK4NNY, Mark in Cane Bay. It's your turn, Mark. Go ahead.
Good evening, Chip. Good evening, everybody on the net. And Chip, thanks for calling the net. And Chip, I just want to say we all appreciate everything you do for the organization as well. So thanks. That extra couple of characters that are going in there is the character D and the character E on the repeater. And in CW talk, that just means from or of. So it's when you're calling out CQ and CW, you would put out a CQ and then DE and then your call sign. So I don't know why the DE is there now. It never used to be, but anyway, that's all it is the D and the E and then the KK4B stroke R. But let me let it drop a second. And speaking of CW, yesterday I made my 200th CW POTA contact as a hunter. And then in today's regular postal snail mail, I received a really cool QSL card from the Straight Key Century Club for their contest back in January, where I made contact with all 10 regions in the United States using the straight key. So just to poke a little bit here of the bear, not too bad for a weak operator, less than 20 characters per minute, or 20 words per minute. But anyway, so I've been doing mostly a lot of CW, and I'm getting a little better at copy and call signs, but still got a long way to go. But it's fun for me, and I'm going to keep on trucking. I got some treasurer duties to do tomorrow since it's the end of the first quarter, but everything's trucking along. So that's all I got. KK4NNY 73, all back to net.
All right, Mark. Well, congratulations on that 200 CW QSO. Man, that's impressive. Good job there. And appreciate all you do for the group as treasurer. And good to have you along tonight. This is KK4ZBE. You're listening to the 147.300 weekly net on the KK4B repeater in Russellville, South Carolina. We are currently moving through the Rag 2 portion of the net. And next tonight is none other than KQ4ZIM, Nicholas in Somerville. What you got for the group tonight, Nicholas?
Well, good evening, Chip, and everyone else on the net. Not much, really. Following up on what Howard said about the school HF antenna, it's a Cushcraft R5 donated by KK4AYA. I don't know the band. It's 16 feet tall, weighs about 11 pounds, and it's made out of metal. It should work good. I'm excited. I'm super excited that it might be up before the kids get back. I was struggling to get a ladder, basically. So Howard's helping out with that. Excuse me. I've been working on putting some antennas on my truck. Got 2 out of 3 to work now, so that's pretty good. And just enjoying my spring break. Not much else. Thank you for all you do. And back to that control, KQ4ZIM.
All right, Nicholas, glad you're enjoying your spring break. You definitely deserve it working with the kids. And we appreciate that. Next tonight, KK4WBT, Jason in Wildcat Chase. What's going on, Jason? It's your turn.
Roger, KK4WBT, man. Hey,
Man, I tell you what, I guess everybody's kind of got that same situation. I've actually been, since we got over here in the sod, we had sod waking up and stuff like that, newer sod or whatnot. And so a lot of it kind of had died off. I think they might have laid in a cooler month or whatnot. Maybe it was dormant when they laid it down. So we had a lot of grass that needed to be thatched. You know what I mean? So I did run the lawnmower through it really high, actually, just to kind of stir it around, aerate a little bit, bring off some of that dead grass, mulch it, and put it right back down. And then I kind of overseeded with a little bit of rye, just to kind of help it out a little bit, I guess. So I've been watering, for a couple weeks now, and I'm on timers and everything like that, just trying to wake the grass up, and it's coming around. It really is. Front's looking really good. I think I'm about ready, probably this weekend for the first real cut. Like, I'm gonna put a real cut on it for the first time this weekend. But we do have that cool snap coming next week, and that is, I think Monday's 69. And it drops that to 40s. But, I've seen another meteorologist throw out on a post probably either yesterday or this morning, one of the two, that said, hey, he's not seeing no freezing temperatures go on and plan away. So, I don't expect anything to get that cold again, but we're going to be in the 70s, though, next week. 70, 71. And our chance for rain, slim to none, man. It really is. 40% chance of rain on Friday and 40% chance of rain on Monday. And that's it, really. Not a whole bunch to talk about. It rained today in a weird way. Just a few drops, man. But that's it, though. We're going to finish out the weekend with 80s, though, all the way up to the Monday. And then we'll drop back for a little bit, and we'll see where we go from there. There is rain that's going to be on the radar, showing up probably a little bit later on in the month, but in every case that it's come our way, it seems to break or fall apart as it gets over here. And it just opens up and, just doesn't dump it on South Carolina. Hope the patterns change here soon. Supposedly they are expected. So, eventually, hopefully we start getting some rain, because my pockets can't handle, I could probably do better off just going out there and throwing dollar bills all over the grass. At least it'd be green, So either way, I don't know. That's the best I got, though, man. I hope everybody's doing well, man. It's good to hear everybody out there. KK4BE-R, man. Wildcat Chase over here in Somerville. 73 in bed net control.
All right, Jason. Good to hear from you tonight. Glad things are going well over on Wildcat Chase. Next tonight on the Rag Shoe is KQ4WOG. Ruth Ann in Fano. It's your turn, Ruth Ann. Go ahead. Okay, well, maybe she was in and out tonight. We'll go back to her before we end the net. Next on the list is KM4HXA, Charles in Goose Creek. What you got for the group? It's your turn, Charles.
Good evening, everybody on the net. Yeah, it was a pretty nice day out there. Did a little work out there. Had to do a leak search on a unit. Didn't hear much activity on 10 meters. Spun it down a little bit up and down the road as a mobile. But I'll be checking it, and when it comes in, I'll be calling out of work. Back to you, net control.
All right, Charles, good to hear from you tonight. Thanks for checking in. And let's see. Next on the list tonight is KK4MSA. Justin in Fano. Come on in, Justin. It's your turn.
Hey, Chip, what's happening, man? Ain't got a whole lot. You hear my fan club, right? Anyway, not a lot going on, man. Just listening in. About to turn in. Hope I'm making it in okay. So, 7-3 to you and everybody on the net and those listening.
a good night from KK4MSA.
All right, Justin. Appreciate you joining us tonight. Hope everything is going your way. We'll take a break right quick, see if anybody else wants to check into the net tonight. This is KK4BE, the Active Amateurs Radio Group, weekly net on the 147.300 Russellville repeater. If anybody would like to check into the rag too, come on in now. Call net control.
KK4 MBS. Chip over here on the west side of Monk's Corner.
West side of Monk's Corner. Wow.
All righty, net control is pleased to recognize KQ4NBN. Jim over on the other side of Monk's Corner. Glad to have you with us tonight. We'll be right back with you on the rag too. Next on the list is W10KW, Paul in Cottageville. Go ahead, Paul.
Thanks, Chip. Thanks, Control. Appreciate you. What you do. Good evening, everybody. I don't know what's going on. Sitting over here in Cottageville, nursing shoulder surgery. I had a little over 2 weeks ago. Took a fall back in January at work. Dislocated my right shoulder. Ended up tearing my rotator cuff entirely and dislocating and tearing my bicep. So, back to beginning of March, cut about 3 weeks this Friday. Pretty surgery. So I'm nursing that, dealing with that. It's painful and sore. But that's about it, you know, just take it easy. There's not much you can do. I'm in a sling for another 3.5 weeks. And I'll go back to the doctor in 3.5 weeks to see how we're going and what we're doing and where we're going. So just thanks to Brian, I was able to check in tonight. So thanks to K4BJ O'Brien out here in Cottageville, allowing me to help out with some of the hours real quick to check in. So that's about it. Good to hear everybody. Nice to hear everybody. It's been quiet on my end. Haven't had contact. Haven't had ability. So I'll keep it short-winded. Again, great to hear everybody. And hope everyone's having a great night. 7-3. Thank you very much. W10KW.
All right, Paul, great to hear from you. And I'm glad your recovery from the surgery is going well. Yeah, pain and soreness. Yeah, I can relate. Hang in there, brother. Next tonight we have KR4CBB Callie in Orangeburg on the rag 2. It's your turn, Callie. Go ahead.
Good evening there, Chip, and everybody on the net. I have been on here in a while. I have a lot of stuff going on, and out on the shop and stuff boosted up with the grass and the weeds coming up, so lawnmowers are breaking or even not cranking and all the weed eaters and things like that, but nothing much unusual going up my way, not from Orangeburg anyway. Same old stuff, just a different day. But yeah, I figured I'd get on here tonight, so I had a little spare time. Holler back, get in on the net. Plan on trying to get back in here weekly like I was, but you never know when things happen. And I sympathize with the fellow with the crud and all that, with the coughing, and I'm dealing with that right now. Can't sleep at night for coughing. I can sit up and stand up, be fine, but as soon as I lay down, I start coughing. I don't get no sleep at night, but maybe the doctor will call me something tomorrow. I don't know. But that's about all I got this way, Chip. So I'll say good evening to everybody, 7-3, and KR4CBB, back to you, back control.
All right, Callie, good to hear from you tonight. And I hope this panel will turn you loose before too much longer. It's tearing everybody up for sure. Last on the list tonight, KQ4BE-R. Jim, in Musk Corner. Hey, man, hadn't heard you in a couple of nets. Glad to hear you. Go ahead, it's your turn.
KQ4BE-R, hey, appreciate that. Yeah, I ain't been in here. I've been kind of listening on and off. I've been kind of busy doing other stuff and taking care of some stuff around here. I ain't got a whole lot. Been playing with this darn Anytone Quad 5. I've got this damn thing. There's a diode in there that's come loose, and it's all surface mount stuff. So I don't know what way it went in, and it's about the size of a flea. And to be able to solder that back in, I don't know if I can. I know where it goes. I just don't know if I can do it. So if anybody's got any techs out there that works on this stuff, I would be appreciated. And Charles, I almost called you the other day, or a few weeks back. My AC started goofing up, and come to find out it was the defrost sensor. And I got that took care of, so I didn't have to bug you. So that's about all I got tonight. Thank you.
All right, Jim. Well, thanks for checking in tonight. And, yeah, we got, I think we have several texts in the group that could definitely help you out. Hopefully you'll hear from one of them. That brings us to the bottom of the list tonight. Is there anyone else who would like to check into the net tonight before we end the net? Go ahead and call net control now. Is there any comments or anything for the good of the net tonight before we close? Call net control.
Net control? Yeah, W4R. So I want to correct what I said earlier. The antenna I got is for 2 meters, 70 centimeters, all the way up to the the GMRS. If I said 10 meters, it's like, if I said it, I said it. I just having one of those days. My brain ain't quite working quite right.
Okay, well, I absolutely understand that. Because, hey, man, I don't know how you are, but I'm 69, and my brain don't work quite right anymore either. But, yeah, well, I hope that antenna does a good job for you, man, and thanks for coming back with that clarification. That brings us to the end of the net, and I would like to thank all who participated in the net tonight. I invite you to come back next Tuesday at 8 p.m. The Active Amateurs Radio Group's 147.300 weekly net on the KK4BE repeater in Russellville will be called back into session. 73 to all stations. This is KK4BE now declaring the end of the net and returning the KK4BE repeater to regular amateur use. The net is clear.
And that's all, folks.